have to be thinking, what's your blood sugar?
Sometimes it doesn't feel real. My son is gone.
Hello and a very warm welcome to you. If you're just joining us tonight, we are live from Paris and it's 10 p.m. here in the French capital. The headlines. Ceasefire talks in the South Caucasus. Moscow leading negotiations between Azerbaijan and Armenia. Both sides saying they are willing to consider a truce after nearly 2 weeks of clashes. France's last hostage returns home. Sophie Petronin touching down on French soil after 4 years of captivity held by jihadists in Mali. And coronavirus cases surge in Europe. France recording its highest daily figure ever, while Spain imposes state of emergency in Madrid. Good evening. After 12 days of fierce clashes in the South Caucasus, attempts are being made today to broker a ceasefire. The talks are being led by Russia and held in Moscow, with both Armenian and Azerbaijani representatives taking part. Vladimir Putin's proposal is thought to include a temporary ceasefire to allow civilians to evacuate, as well as a prisoner exchange. Some 50 civilians on both sides are reported to have been killed since the clashes broke out. So is a breakthrough likely in those talks and a truth possible? Well, our senior reporter Catherine Norris-Trent has more for us on those ceasefire talks from Baku.
We've got the first high-level talks since this conflict restarted nearly 2 weeks ago between the Armenian and Azeri foreign ministers. They've been in Moscow for talks hosted by the Russian foreign minister Sergei Lavrov, and we are hearing from several diplomatic sources that there could be a truce on the horizon, and this would perhaps be in the form of a humanitarian truce to allow two sides a few days to identify and take back bodies of soldiers who've been killed from their own sides, civilians too, where applicable. So by no means a lasting solution yet to this conflict, but it is nonetheless movement. It's the first diplomatic movement we've had for some time. In fact, any time really since this conflict began. I have to say, though, that we've had the Azeri president, Ilham Aliyev, speaking out on TV and tweeting this evening, sounding very bellicose, saying that this is a last chance to resolve the conflict, warning Armenia that that will happen either by peace or by war, and declaring that they have changed the status quo, that they have taken back 9 new villages, and this is a historic victory. So we are getting some movement, but nonetheless the Azeri line, the rhetoric hasn't softened, although perhaps this could be signalling that they're prepared to take a partial victory in their eyes for now. So yes, very much the diplomatic wheels are turning behind the scenes here.
Well, for more on those ceasefire talks, as well as what's happening on the ground, we can talk now to Rebecca Foley. She's a senior analyst at the risk management group PRISM, and she joins me now. Good evening to you, and thank you very much for speaking to us on France 24.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
First of all, let me ask you a little bit about what we just heard there from our reporter, Catherine Norris-Trent. She was talking about the war rhetoric that continues or is perhaps even getting more extreme in Azerbaijan. With that in mind, are you optimistic